Hey guys, and welcome back. Please excuse my voice, I'm very sick. The World Cup will never be as good as Qatar has made it. It's fun and it's entertaining. The Arabs are fun people who can be really fun without even drinking. And they're very hospitable. Of course, a lot of media outlets did try to make it look very bad, but they failed. Because nowadays we have TikTok, we have social media where you can just film and give your own opinion without having to go through a media outlet to let you know what you think, so you can hear it from people themselves what they think about the World Cup, and so far it looks amazing. But that aside, Morocco has won! Oh my god, we won against Portugal. We won against the almighty Cristiano Ronaldo and sent him crying. It has created history in front of our eyes. We are in the semi-finals against France, our old colonizer. And speaking of politics, has the World Cup been politics-free as it was intended to be? From a neutral standpoint, no. From a biased one, yes, keep going at it. The whole political debate began with the LGBTQ flag. No LGBTQ in Qatar. Like we mentioned before, banning it did raise a lot of resistance, especially from the West. People did try to break the rules and came wearing LGBTQ. They came wearing LGBTQ clothing, hats, and flags. But that's the thing, football is not a place to do that stuff. These are things that happen between two adult people in their bedroom. Why is it publicized in front of a playground where you have kids? And especially the fact that Qatar and the rest of the Muslim world are conservative. We do not talk about these things. We don't even hold our husbands' hands in front of our families, let alone talk about sodomites. That's too detailed. And it's embarrassing as well. Like, for example, just for me, every time I'm watching, a game, I'm with my mom and my dad. We're all sitting together watching. And imagine there was a rainbow flag and everyone knew what it meant. It would be like a sex scene is on screen, so you'd have to just keep looking at, you have to keep finding things to look at, not to look like you're too invested in that. It's a bit awkward. However, a lot of Muslims and non-Muslims did decide to wear the Palestinian flag, the Palestinian armband, and a lot of Palestinian little accessories here and there. And no one said no to that. The Moroccan team too, every time they won, they would wave the flag of Palestine. They would not wave the Moroccan one, they're waving the Palestinian one. It's like saying, hey, we won this for you, and you are in our hearts every time we win. The East is eating it up. The West hates it. Because that's the thing. For us, it's our cause to win. And for them, it's their cause to take. They want the land. We're not giving it. And so this World Cup is definitely showing a lot of resistance. Even though it's pretty symbolic, there's no war between anyone. Well, I'm not gonna say that. There's nothing actually happening. However, the symbolism is very strong. Also, moving on, the Moroccans, when they won against the Spanish team, our old colonizer as well, displayed photos rejoicing back, when Morocco had used to own some parts of Spain. I'm like, you took it a little too far, no? Like, we're not really going back to those times. We only just won a soccer team. Why are you guys rejoicing over taking a whole kingdom? Well, again, it's the pride, it's the happiness, and well, it's the symbolism. And honestly, if they would have won, they wouldn't hesitate to do it as well. And so it's a dick measuring contest. It's like we still have intentions to get the parts that you took from us that we took from you back. So it's also our turn to be the French team, just like Tunisia done. So when they won, we're like, yay! It's not that big a deal. We're not going to the next round. However, we did beat our colonizer, and that's what Morocco was trying to do. And it's ironic, like, how would the UK lose? It was such a game where I would say they were pretty equal and they had so many chances to win, but it's like winning didn't want them, it just wanted the French. And hopefully this time it would want the Moroccans. On another hand, Cristiano Ronaldo, before the game started, said that this is going to be the game where the Moroccans pack and go back home. I don't think he has clairvoyance, because that's not what happened. He should stop predicting the future from now on. If he says something, do the opposite. He shouldn't be. No, stop predicting the future, Cristiano Ronaldo. The peak of politics. The peak of politics in all of this is every time there's a Arab team or Muslim team participating, the Prince of Qatar himself would carry the flag of that playing country and like wear it or just, cheer it on, and he would be very, very invested in the games. That is very political, my friend. And he only did that with the Arab countries, even if they're not political allies. And he didn't do it with Western countries who were their political allies. And it really just goes to show like the strength of the unity we all have, and how much even though we fight each other, we still love each other. It's really just the politics dividing everybody. We really just think of ourselves as like one huge lump, but it's definitely the politics dividing all of us. But as people who don't care, we still get along with other countries. Also, this happened with the Jews. Now, most of our countries in the Arab world are dictatorships. It's not a bad thing to be under a dictatorship. Democracy doesn't work for the Arabs. Just look at Egypt. No offense. It doesn't work. And that's the thing. Every time there's like a decision to be made, nobody consults the people. So something like the normalization of Israel, we would have never voted for that. Like personally, I don't vote. But if it came to that, I would definitely go vote. No, it's Palestinian land. I'm never gonna give it to someone who came 2,000 years later and started claiming it again. It doesn't. No. And we love the Palestinians. We don't particularly hate the Jews, but we definitely don't want them to have the land. And all of this just goes to show the rift, the huge rift that's between the Western and the Arab world. However, there were a few hiccups in this last game. You see, the Portuguese team has a huge Arab following. The Moroccan team is only now emerging and becoming a power of its own. And so people didn't really know who to choose, and that itself is a huge no-no, because you're just automatically supposed to root for the people who are closer to you in blood and in religion, and not someone who has 5 kids without being married to his girlfriend for how many years now? Like, just marry her already, right? And so they sold us out. They rooted for the Portuguese team and they lost. The World Cup has been a very religious event. Over 500 people have already converted and became Muslim, mashallah. And every time that our team, for example, would win, they would bow to God and thank you. And before each player goes into the game, he would start reciting Al-Fatiha as well. So what is the secret to Moroccans winning? They've been winning. Well, what's the secret? It all started with a kid in Msimna. If you don't know what Msimna is, it's a piece of bread that's square and it's fried. Doesn't matter. That kid, ever since the day he put it on his head, he just kept on winning. So that's the tradition now. If you have Msimna in front of you and you're watching the Moroccan team, you put that on your head. Most of the players and even the coach have their mothers watching the game, which means you are in close proximity to your mother, which means she's giving you all the motherly love, all the positive energy, all the encouragement that you could ask for. It's like one mother is equal to 100,000 people. So imagine your mother is there and another 100,000 people are there. What else would you want? It's a shame if you didn't win. And so you can see a lot of the players after the game is over, they would go and celebrate with their mothers. First person they go to hug and kisses their mother, then the wife. And also, you don't want to disappoint your mom like that. You just don't. Like in Morocco here, like the mothers are like second to God. They're very important. There's this guy. I'm not sure where he's from. I really don't. All I know is he's Arab. Any team he roots for loses. What does this mean? It means even though he's Arab, he is intentionally, purposefully rooting for the other team so he's gonna lose. Very, very smart. And so a lot of people would stop him. He's like, "Hey, where are you from? I'm Arab. What? Why are you wearing the other team's jersey?" Oh, this is actually a secret so that they would lose. And it worked every single time. I swear to God, it's hilarious. And that's it for the video. I know I haven't been making anything. I'm burned out, and I'm burned out. So I'll try to do my best to put as much as I can. I'll see you guys in the next video.